Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Tru Heel Heat 129. Who's ruining wrestling? We will get into why we named it that podcast right here on this edition of Tru Heel Heat. We will be discussing the latest wrestling news, including Triple H's controversial conference call this past week ahead of NXT TakeOver. We will be talking about the fallout from New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion. New Japan, I'm your friend. No need to give us more copyright strikes. I'm your friend. With the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, recap of AEW Friday Night Dynamite, WWE SmackDown, NWA When Our Shadows Fall, WWE NXT, and WWE Raw, preview and predictions for NXT TakeOver in your house and Impact Wrestling Against All Odds, plus much more. I am back once again with the beautiful, the lovely Miss Krssi Love.
Oh yeah, I am back in the house with the three amigos. Hey guys, good brothers, how are y'all doing? I am so excited for today. I miss you guys.
We missed you as well. And of course, we are here with the resident Tru Heel alcoholic himself, the president of Titan Nation, Top Guy JJ.
Julio! Julio is in fucking town, son. Julio is a fucking Titan. Julio is a Tennessee Titan.
I don't know who Julio is, but okay.
She's like, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Julio literally is like one of the greatest receivers of all time.
What's his last name?
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones. Okay, I have to Google him. I probably know his face. He's probably one of the cute ones.
Oh,
and
I don't judge that. I just know he's a great football player.
Oh, okay. You know, I see his stats when he's running across the field.
You'll see his stats or his ass.
That too. So I guess the numbers.
Okay. Just making sure your priorities is where it needs to be. Just in case Mr. Love is watching. Just want to make sure your eyes is on the right prize here. But yes, we are live right now. Tru Heel Heat 129. A lot to get into. We are 1 week away, Top Guy JJ, Miss Krssi Love, from our live call-in edition of Tru Heel Heat. Probably with the multiple people on here and the way StreamYard's working, it'll probably be me as a disembodied voice while you guys are on screen with the great callers. But we are going to have everyone who has donated a super chat, $1 or more, to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. They're going to be having the opportunity to call in and be a part of the show. Russell Scopes, Matthew McCoskey, Mont Black, Rachel Cornell, a couple of the other people. Heel Steven is going to be on here. So we got a great podcast next week, but we have a lot to get into this week. And of course, this podcast is all for you guys. So remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, drop us a like. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, we just hit 1.3 thousand subscribers this week. Smash that subscribe button. Become a part of the Tru Heel Heat community. It is such a great community that I have to highlight a couple of people in our live chat or that are here early with us. Of course, our number one, the president of the Tru Heel Trinity, Mr. Negro Buck himself, Nick Jackson. He said, Tru Heel Heat, baby. Watching a bit at work before the store opens. Thank you, sir. Good morning to you in Texas over there. He was like, I'll try to chime in later if I can. Love y'all. We love you, good brother.
Love you too, brother. Thanks for joining us so goddamn early.
It is, right?
Yes, we got Ramblin' Rambo, one of my elite good eggs from Powered 4 TV. And of course, he is the #1 Tony Khan hater. So, of course, his comment says, who's ruining wrestling? That's easy. Tony, everything's great Khan, as he exposes everything about why he's doing things. Oh, man, the evilness. We got JMC, your favorite, Miss Krssi Love, Jason Michael Campbell.
Hi, Mr. Campbell. Good morning. How are you, sir?
He says, sup, y'all. I went to bed early, so I'm just catching SmackDown now and Dynamite afterwards. See, he's getting up on Dynamite, Top Guy JJ. We've convinced,
listen, man.
I'm proud of him. I'm so proud of you.
Because you got to get that weekly replacement to Monday Night Raw, yo. So apparently Dynamite is going to be it, because
Dynamite is on a different level. Totally different level.
And Dynamite is delivering on a weekly basis.
It didn't last week, but this week was a bounce back. This week was a bounce back for sure. Yeah. We got also JMC saying, although I guess I could change that and watch you guys from my TV, I'm sure you would prefer that, wouldn't you? Of course we would. Of course we would. We love when you watch us on Facebook, but watching us on YouTube helps the YouTube algorithms. You got to help us out. New Japan's trying to take us down, but we'll get to that in a bit.
I was about to say, what?
Powered 4 TV is here with us.
Hi, guys.
The
Good
main
afternoon
man.
Over across the pond.
John Scott is here with us. He joined us live yesterday for our Dark Side of the Ring review. Thank you so much, John. He came in, pitched in when Romeo was abducted by North Korea again.
No.
John Scott had great perspective being from the UK, and we're talking about the Dynamite Kids. So I want to thank John for joining us. We got, of course, your boy, Top Guy, the drunk guy himself, Drunk Guy JJ, saying it's wild early, B. Get some coffee.
Oh yeah, that's on the menu. Once I get up out of here, and Romeo ain't get abducted. It's him and Drunk Guy is still on the massive depression from Monday night, bro.
Good point. We got stars in the live chat. We got Adam Pearson here with us early, saying, having just heard the NXT In Your House media call this morning, I think sassy Triple H might very well be my spirit animal. We're gonna get into sassy, controversial Triple H in a bit. And we got Mark Lloyd with a question for Top Guy JJ. He says, did you see the Brett and Dynamite Kid documentaries?
Absolutely. Of course I saw them both. I mean, I guess I'll just trigger the Bret Hart one a little bit. Kind of disappointed me. And Bret Hart is my all-time favorite wrestler. It was a little boring to me because I guess I've seen his story so many times. I literally have been a Bret Hart mark my entire freaking wrestling life. So seeing that, it was like, okay, I didn't see anything new.
Well, I mean, I thought it was the best one of the A&E.
It was well put together. It was
really? You think it's the best one out of all of them? I have not watched it.
I'm not the only one. Literally, our live chat, that was the most activity we had in our live chat. It became a war.
The whole one, all of them that aired. That was the last one, correct?
Yeah, the last one. This was the best one, in my opinion.
Really?
Dave Meltzer said the same thing as well.
It was an excellent piece of film. Yes. I'm just saying is that I've been following Bret Hart for 30 years. I'm not surprised by anything that I saw. So that's just.
So you didn't learn anything new, basically.
I don't pay attention to the media's opinion, clearly. So I was like, okay, this is cool. But I was like, damn, I saw all of this shit already. I know all of this already. Bret Hart is like my spirit animal as a wrestling person. That's my dude, man.
We got a lot of talk about spirit animals this morning. We got Carnage Payne saying, hey, come on, Top Guy JJ.
He's screensaver on my phone.
He says,
wow.
He says, hey, come on, Top Guy.
He's my dude. He's my dude.
He says Bret Hart smashed it, and I
agree.
There's
nothing wrong with the show. It was nothing wrong with it. I just said I've seen it all already. Jesus Christ.
They're already getting on you. They're already getting
sensitivity. Waking up with the sensitive bone.
They're already getting on you. Rachel Cornell joining us in the live chat. Rachel, please let us know what your social media handle. We want you to be a part of the call-in next week. Tru Heel Heat 130. She says Top Guy needs the caffeine. Hi, Powered 4 TV and everyone at Tru Heel Heat. Hi to you, Rachel. You've been awesome.
Good morning.
We got more stars in the live chat. We got Jose Gonzalez of Sportskeeda Wrestling and Ricans of Wrestling saying, "What's up, my people? Happy Saturday!
Hi,
Happy
Jose.
Saturday morning."
Jose still with the best background in Tru Heel Heat history.
Yeah.
Facts. But yes, we got a lot to get into. This edition of Tru Heel Heat is actually brought by one of the people in the live chat, John Scott, and the folks over at Powered 4 TV. They're doing great things. 1PW. I've been offered, Top Guy JJ. John heard your comments about 1PW, and he wants to send us some exclusive 1PW matches for you and anyone you want to watch on Tru Heel Heat. So he said, let him know, hit him up, or I'll hit him up for you. He wants to give us that exclusive content because they got great stuff going on Power 4 TV, TNT Extreme coming back. And of course, you can get 50% off Power 4 TV by using the promo code SP3.
Listen, man, my man. Listen, they might put some bangers on there. They just had a AJ Styles banger on there about a couple of days ago. Like I'm telling you, they get these secret hitters on there. They get some silent hitters on there that you haven't seen in a while. You're like, oh shit, this shit was really fire. Yeah, no, they knows what they doing over there.
For sure. And to make sure, we got a lot of people active in the live chat. Thank you so much for joining us live. Make sure your comment is featured. You can just donate $1 or more for our super chat, and we will make sure we highlight your comment here. A bunch of comments. Thank you so much for the live activity. And of course, Power 4 TV in the live chat saying hello all. Hope everyone is well. 50% off. Use SP3. See, even he knows. And we're going to start things off for you guys. The Tru Heel roll call. This is for you that are supporting the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, subscribers, super chats, everyone on our social media platforms. Our top 3 conversation starters. The Tru Heel Trinity coming in at number 3 is our Gino Bismo on the Tru Heel's Facebook group. Coming in at number 2, Top Guy JJ, is your boy. James Wims is back in the top 3.
Okay, all right. He went from living his best life and decided to come back to the Tru Heels. James, he's been going for a minute, so he was living his best life. Probably touring. Things is opening up, so he probably went all over the place. I ain't even mad. But welcome back, brother.
He's a chef extraordinaire. He does good stuff. So I've seen it. And then coming in at number 1 is, of course, he's come out of retirement and he's like Ric Flair in 1992. He's winning all the championships. Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. A couple of Tru Heels to shout out. Mont Black 034. Please, sir, if you are watching us live, watching us on demand, comment in the comment section, put it in the live chat, your social media handle, because you are going to be a part of our call-in edition, Tru Heel Heat 130. JMC, we got to shout out. Richard Ponce DeLoying. And of course, the good brother who is here with us live, Adam Pearson, we got to shout out. And Tru Heel Heat on Twitter just hit 1,000 followers. So thank you so much for your support on Twitter, pushing us to that 1K mark. A couple of YouTube subscriber highlight. We got Brett Thomas, of course, the president of the Paul Brother campaign. He commented on our Dark Side of the Ring, the Dynamite Kid review, and he said, holy shit, John Scott was on here today, ? I missed it as I was out buying a curtain pole and it fell down last night as I was sleeping. Woke me up, and when I looked, it had snapped. Dynamite Kid was pound for pound one of the best. And then, of course, it's Brett Thomas, so he has to mention the Paul brothers. He says Logan Paul is on golf and he's talking up a special golfing game against a pro on pay-per-view. This goes to show you all the sports need the Pauls.
No, they don't. I'm sorry. Now that they have made everything a joke now. Sports, you can't take it serious anymore. I'm sorry.
Hey, Mayweather made a pretty penny off of.
Mayweather's always going to make a penny because his name was written all over.
Mayweather is the best line for line person in sports. Like the fact that he literally said, "I'm the best legal bank robber in sports history." He's telling you what he's doing. He's the GOAT. He's telling you he's legally robbing banks.
Right. He's had production, everything. Mayweather
just made like $50 million off an exhibition fight. Come on.
It never gets old to me that Mayweather always knows it's money team all day.
Money team all day, yeah.
And then we got Rambo 77.619 in the comments for Tru Heel Heat 128 talking about last week's episode. And he says the moment of the show, Krssi, was when we were giving predictions for NWA, When Our Shadows Fall. And I asked who is going to win. And Krssi responds, Kevin. SP3 says, Kevin, who's Kevin? Top Guy JJ says, who the hell is Kevin? Ha ha ha. I think that Kevin was on her mind. Yes, people apparently love your who's Kevin line, because Honest Beyond Reasonable, even in the live chat here, saying who's Kevin?
Who's Kevin?
A great Tru Heel Heat moment right
Kevin,
there.
Kevin is the stars on her shirt in those dreams.
Probably so.
And she got to enter reality when she wakes back up.
And we got Brett Thomas in the live chat saying, fact, Mayweather made 400K pay-per-views before Conor. Logan Paul versus KSI, two YouTubers made 1.5 million. Who needs who? Oh man, throwing those shots. What?
He's just a mark. It's okay.
He's an advocate. Jason Michael Campbell saying, agree with Krssi. They literally have made everything a joke, talking about the Paul brothers. See, people agree with you. But
Thank you.
We got to get into our top news story. Adam Pearson alluded to it. It is Triple H's controversial conference call and comments regarding fans ruining things, equality, and women's wrestling.
Know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Speaking on this week's WWE NXT TakeOver In Your House conference call, Triple H had a number of very interesting comments regarding to various questions addressed to him. During the call, Triple H was asked by Uncle Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer about the lack of Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre's lately as it pertained to talent moving up to the main roster from NXT and having great success. Triple H described the idea as similar to players in college not working out once they make it to the NFL. Top Guy JJ can attest to that. But before long, the game took the conversation in another turn where he addressed fans' criticism of NXT in recent years and how they ruin things for themselves. He said, and I quote, "Is NXT just strictly developmental?" Triple H asked, where you're looking for everybody there to eventually move up, or is it its own brand? A year or two in that was a heavy knock on NXT, and I don't know if you remember it that way, but I do. For me, during the interviews at that time, it was always said, how can I get into this brand where whenever I get excited about a talent, they move on? It kills me for the brand, and I don't like it. And it was a heavy-duty criticism. That was for the first 3 to 4 years, and then they morphed into a different place where people got accustomed to that, and it switched the brand. The brand changed again. He went on to say, and I quote, "Do you like it or do you not like it? Do you like it and do you have to say, I like it? But, oh, I like this other thing more, or I like it, but I don't like it as much as I like that one, like watched it or don't." Yeah, this is, and I quote,
what is this? What?
I'm
like, you sound like a 4-year-old trying to learn how to read. Like, what is happening right now?
I'm very confused by the wording of this, but this is direct.
Sounds like
quote.
Gibberish.
And stop trying to figure out where everything goes. Fans ruin their own stuff half the time, trying to figure out where everything goes and why it's going there and how, and then trying to pick up their phone and go search for the thing to find out what it's like. That can ruin it for them. So they're not surprised when it happens. Like, I don't understand that at all. He then talked about, it was announced this week on NWA Powered by Billy Corgan that the NWA National Wrestling Alliance will be holding their own all-women's pay-per-view on August 28th in St. Louis, Missouri.
They're so lucky I'm going to be in LA at that time, because I would so have a ticket to go.
With former WWE superstar Mickie James debuting on Power and being announced as the executive producer for the show, which is a very great thing for Mickie James, as she was one of the people that pushed for Evolution to happen again in WWE. Mickie said during this announcement that she wants all the best women wrestlers to be involved with the show, regardless of contractual status. During the conference call, Triple H was asked by Inside the Ropes' own and former Tru Heel Heat host Gary Cassidy about WWE holding an all-women's wrestling show and if NXT talent would be allowed to work the upcoming all-women NWA Empower event being produced by Mickie James. Triple H then went into details on how the best wrestlers are in the WWE and they want to be. Triple H said, and I quote, "Haven't we already done them? It's a funny thing to me. Equality is equality. Equality is not, I want my own show. Equality is not, we have to have our own program. If I told you that I was making an all men's program and didn't want women on it, it would be criticized. I'm not saying that's right or wrong.
Okay.
I think it's funny when people go, I want the best in the world, regardless of contractual status. From a business standpoint, why do we have contractual status? It doesn't make any sense. If you want to wrestle the best women in the world, come to WWE. That's where they are. If you want to go elsewhere and say that they are, that's an opinion, and you can. I'm all for it, and one of the biggest drivers of it will we do another all women's event down the line? Possibly, but it's not a must-have at the moment. I think we do an amazing job of displaying our female athletes. Is it perfect? No. Will it always be in flux? Yes. But we do a pretty good job. In my opinion, the best female performers in the world are in WWE. And if they're not, they want to be. The quote elected quite the response online, with multiple people addressing Triple H, basically mansplaining equality in a very interesting way, as I read that quote there. Thunder Rosa, who has also been on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, addressed Triple H's comment in a tweet saying, and I quote, "The best female wrestlers are not located in one company, not even one country.
Thank you.
They are spread over many companies and many countries, talented women across the globe." Also, AEW Women's World Champion Britt Baker addressed the comments with a tweet showing herself and Rosa during their Match of the Year candidate from earlier this year. AEW President Tony Khan also addressed
wasn't on WWE.
On Busted Open Radio on Friday, saying, and I quote, "Everybody is building their own roster. They're going to have good feelings about the people they work with. I don't think that's anything wrong with saying you think you have the best show or the best company." I think where people got offended during the conference call is when he said everybody wants to work there. That was like, people are confusing the two things. If you want to say like, hey, I think my show is the best, I think my product is the best, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you should feel that way. That's good. But when you say it like anybody of any value wants to work here, that's not true. It's crazy. There's plenty of people who work in AEW that have no interest in working there. And I think the champion made it pretty clear with what she tweeted. So I will ask you, Miss Krssi Love, as a representative of the female wrestling community, what was your thoughts on Triple H's comments regarding women's wrestling and equality?
Shame. Remember the episode of Game of Thrones, and she had to walk through the crowd. Shame. And they rang the bell, and they had to follow her all through the town naked. Triple H. And it's so sad because his wife says, "Oh, we're going to do everything for the women." They preach it. They try to throw it down our throats, but yet you backpedal and say this. It's like saying all lives matter. It's the same shit. It's like, where is the disconnect? Because what you're saying is not what you're putting out. And it's Pride Month as well. You don't represent you don't represent that as well. You're not. You only sell the t-shirts. You're not selling anything. You're not giving away anything for this month. It's so sad, because why not have another women's? You can see what the women can do. It's been proven. You bring back your girl Ronda, as I hate to say this, bring back your girl Ronda Rousey. We can get some other girls to come on, and they will wrestle their asses off. But no, equality, like that. What does that even mean? And no, you don't have the best wrestlers. You have some of the good wrestlers, but you don't have the best wrestlers. They are all spread out all over the place on different products. Now, if you get your top couple of girls and let them go there, I hope they do, but they probably won't, because, that's what they do. They're fuckboys, as per usual. And it's just so sad, because why the women can probably do better than most of the men do. It's been shown. It's been proven. They closed out the first night of WrestleMania and did an awesome job.
Yeah. We
had a whole Evolution was what, 3 years ago? Or was it 3 years ago? I want to say.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago now.
It was 3 years ago, and it's like, what are you saying? Why not have them? Like, I would take off another one of your houses and let the girls wrestle, because you have a top pillar of girls there that you're not even utilizing. You let one of the good ones go last week, who should have been a tag team champion. You let two of them go who were the first tag team champions.
Facts.
So what are you saying to me? What is on your roster right now? One of the girls that was in the main event, I haven't seen her since the main event.
This is true.
Now maybe she's on vacation. Great. We all do a good time off. But yet again, what is happening? What are you saying? What are you saying? Because what you're saying is trash. Throw yourself in the garbage, son, because your product is not, and it's not development. It's not developmental. You're trying to make NXT its own brand. Before it was developmental, but now that y'all was competing against the other show, you want to now make it its own brand. Lies. We already see through that shit. Y'all wasn't winning. That's why you changed to Tuesdays. I can go on and on and on, but we're on a time schedule. So let JJ talk.
JJ,
I wanted to keep hearing that.
Me too. I wanted to keep hearing it.
I wish I had popcorn here for this because I was waiting for this.
Because it's just you're the backpedaling is the backpedaling for me. It's the bullshit talk for me. It's like the lies is like, and it's like, how can we even continue to sustain your product if you're going to keep telling us crap lies? And you have like a piffler of talent at your beck and call. People want to be at your place. They want to go to the pillar. That's because that's considered the pillar, the top of the top. But now it's not. People are like, maybe I don't need to go to the top of the top. Maybe I can go somewhere else.
So we got Brett Thomas in the live chat here. He says, "Why is it bad what he said? I don't understand. He just explained what equality is, ? Granted, WWE don't do it either, but equality isn't a divided roster. It should be where females can headline." We also got a common misconception. So it's okay. Mark Lloyd, he says, Evolution didn't do huge numbers. Neither did any of the pay-per-views in 2018. And it wasn't even in the top 3 lowest. So don't believe WWE when they make it sound like it was the lowest drawing pay-per-view of 2018.
Why are we worried about what draws numbers? Like it's why do we need to know what it drew? If you why does it happen? People went to the show. Yes, it was a sold out show, but it's a show that happened. And if you it was the first one. Maybe not for, they're not the ones to first do it anyway, but it's hypocrisy at its finest. And it's like, why? Okay, the numbers are not good. Okay, let's do another one then. Let's do a better one. Let's do an outside venue where there's more people that can come.
Let's do an event where it doesn't seem like you're just doing it because the ladies aren't allowed in Saudi Arabia, like the first one was. Just saying. That's what it really seems like. That was the reason for it.
It feels like there's
a lot they put more energy into Saudi Arabia than they do the whole women's group.
There's a lot of memory loss with why this pay-per-view happened in the first place. There's a lot of memory losses that this pay-per-view didn't have any build-up. There's a memory loss to say that this pay-per-view was put in a much smaller venue.
There you
There's
go.
a lot of memory loss saying that this didn't have the airtime that it needed to have a quality show. The memory loss is there to say that there was no production in the building that the pay-per-view was in. There was no memory loss.
I was there. I gave my money to that.
There is so much memory loss to understand why this pay-per-view didn't deliver the numbers that it should have. But we're going to digress. Right. So this is the guy that everyone wants to run the company when Vince is dead. So just think about it for a second. Like you understanding that he is around Vince McMahon so long, he's becoming Vince McMahon.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Shout out to his death row line there. You want to be the best, come to WWE. And he's true. He's becoming. First of all, I think he needs a mask because he's probably in the doghouse right now. He needs to release some stress because all of this battling with women all of a sudden, you were just the advocate for them with the Mae Young Classics multiple times and making all of these multiple women's the women's tag titles that you just introduced a couple of years ago, then the ones you just introduced for NXT. You try to reinvigorate the NXT Women's Champion just to call it the NXT Champion.
Just to put it back.
We're forgetting that all of this happened because other companies have women's wrestlers that can enter chat rooms or enter your building and say, yes, we might be better than y'all. Is that such a your little funny sensitive bones is hurting because there's women that can enter the chat. You got Britt Bakers that can enter the chat. You got Serena Deebs that can enter the chat. You got Thunder Roses that can enter the chat. You can even throw Tessa Blanchard in there. Say let's enter the chat. You got all of these women, and we could go on and on with how many more women that they.
Yep.
Real quick before you continue, this is another misconception with what Triple H said. Honest beyond reasonable, saying I agree with Triple H was wrong to say everyone wants to come to WWE, but he explained equality. He didn't. I'm just gonna make that clear. That's not equality.
In all words you just that whole little paragraph you said, there was nothing that said equality. We can look up the word. Matter of fact, let's look up the word.
And just addressing this, and where Mickie was saying it's equality to have a roster of just women. No, Mickie didn't say that. Didn't say, and that's the reason why Triple H comes off wrong, and in the fact that he's a straight man trying to explain equality in women's wrestling, it just comes off very bad and very short-sighted.
Just gonna not acknowledge that WWE is on TV 7 hours a week and women get 4 segments?
If that,
all week, we're not gonna sit here and try to defend a brand where you get to count with one hand how many segments ladies have on the biggest global wrestling product every week. Let's not even try it. If you want to look on the SmackDown roster, the current SmackDown roster, there is about 6 active women right now.
I'm sorry to cut you. I was mad the match between Carmella and Liv
Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
3 minutes.
The match was 80 seconds. The match was 160 seconds.
Yes.
160 seconds. If you want it in real time, that is 2.5 minutes.
I was so upset. I was like, these girls can probably go a good 10 minutes if you let them, because especially Carmella has gotten better. Let's just, she can get even better if you let her. But the match they had, it was 3 minutes, and it could have been better if you gave them more time, because they're clearly trying to perform their asses off for you guys. Clearly trying to just shine on TV. If I'm going to get 2 minutes, let me give you the best 2 minutes I got. The best 2 minutes I got. Because that's what they're in their minds now doing.
If we're going to put that in a nutshell, we probably can agree that the WWE has the best overall women's roster. Overall. We're going.
As someone that watches all wrestling, I can't really say that. I feel Stardom is better. Stardom basically has brought in 3 of the best women's wrestlers of the past decade, in Asuka, Io Shirai, and Kairi Sane.
Currently on, dude, we know that where they came. None of them were WWE built.
Yeah.
We know that's where they're homed right now. They're homed in the WWE right now, which houses the best women's roster. That is fine. But we're going to not sit here and act like they are as equal part of the program as the guys are. And then the fact that he literally mansplained this in a way that it's not needed. It's not necessary. We've already been there. We've done that already. So we haven't had 35 pay-per-views of the biggest show of the year where we've main evented. We haven't had over 3,000 pay-per-views that we've main evented. So
he said, "Let's do all that." What if I did an all men's pay-per-view? You have been.
This is an ongoing fight. This is an ongoing fight that the women are going to constantly fight for until they feel that even if it's 60-40. Even if we get to the point where it's 65-35, because right now we're still at the 80-20, 85-15 stage. We're still there. Just because these athletes more doesn't mean that state isn't still there. I just watched 3 of the most dreadful hours of my life, and I hated Tru Heel Heat for it. And what I recall is that the level of segments that was delivered from that end there, I believe Charlotte and Rhea and Asuka and
the same for the last 5 weeks, maybe more.
That was in the entire episode the representation of women for the show.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 fucking hours.
We got in the live chat here, Heel Steven saying, I would hope that all these promoters would take a public speaking course as they so they don't say cringeworthy words on conference calls. And we have a misconception here. You know, Rachel Cornell, one of our elite good eggs in the Tru Heel Heat community, saying, I'd rather see what we saw at Mania Night 1. Yes, they had the main event with Bianca and Sasha, but don't forget, don't get it twisted. That was going to be the only matchup on night 1 of WrestleMania if it wasn't for Natalya pushing for the ladies to have that the gauntlet match for the women's tag team champion. They were only going to have one match, two matches total on a 2-night WrestleMania event. So
which was one on each night.
I'm sorry to tell you guys that yes, NWA wanted to have an all women's show. You may say, oh, that's not equality. Yes, it is, because it evens things out. It evens things out for the amount of men's wrestling that totally we get 75% men wrestling and 25% women. So we need 100% women's show to even things out.
To tip the damn scale.
Yeah,
we gotta. And I don't see anything wrong. Why? First of all, why is there anything wrong with the company doing an all women's pay per view?
Right, like that. That's what I want to know.
Why is this something that's being debated? Why is there something wrong with it? Like, how many all men's pay per views have we had already? And there has been absolutely no bitching about that. But now when we get an all women's card, we're like, oh my God, we're in uproar. Why do we need this? Why we need the women stuffed in our face? We've already been there, done that. Kind of like, yo, this is a fucking blind. These blind opinions are really, really something to remember, because we have been doing this for God knows how many years. And anytime, all right, women's wrestling is getting more respected. Yes. But are they getting more airtime? Really think about that.
It's very true. We got a lot of difference in opinions over here.
And that's great. Everyone has their own opinion. We're talking. No one is being mad at what everyone says. It's just we got to call a spade. And I think that's where everyone is missing the point. Like JJ said, why are we mad that they want to do one? Why are we getting upset that they want to do one? So what? WWE they've done one. They wasn't the first to do it either, but they did it.
Damn sure wasn't.
They claim that they were, but they were not. Let's just call that too. And let Mickie James do this. They didn't let her do it over there, so she went somewhere else where they were going to accept her and say, you know what? And she's probably going to put on a badass pay-per-view too.
Yeah.
And I hope all the girls from AEW go. I hope that they get what they should. And they're going to watch. You know, Vince and them are going to pay to see this.
We got Rambo in the live chat saying, I think he was correct, just my point of view. Do we want to see what Japan wrestling does with segregation of rosters? No, we don't want to see that. But like I said before, it's about balancing the scales, because we get 75% men's wrestling and we get about 25% women's wrestling. And when you look at a 3-hour Raw, the women's wrestling is crap. Like you got Rhea and Charlotte, a feud that everybody was interested in 3 months ago, and now nobody's interested in because of how they booked it. And then we got one of the worst endings to a Monday Night Raw ever, where former MMA fighter and one of the greatest NXT Women's Champions of all time, Shayna Baszler, is crying and screaming because a doll is in the freaking mirror. That is not how you represent women's wrestling. So we need 100% all women's pay-per-view to kind of even things out, honestly. Rachel Cornell, representing a different standpoint from the women's perspective, she says, I'm a female and I'm finding it odd. I'm defending it. But female wrestling, if we're being honest, is still new. No, it's not. It's really really not, honestly. It's not. It's been around since the 1930s. Like the NWA Women's World Championship, it dates back to 1939. With
maybe she's trying to say it has evolved.
I think she's saying in WWE. In WWE, it's new. It's still new.
I get what she's saying on the mainstream spot, but where I say this completely differs, it's like the memory isn't there. I really feel like sometimes the memory isn't there. The women's championship debuted at WrestleMania 32 that had the best match of the night. This was 5+ years ago. We're still talking about the same thing 5.5 years later. Like, this is not a new issue.
Did they forget that we had a butterfly title that was called Divas Champion?
Yeah,
did they forget that part?
Yeah.
That's a bad memory.
Okay.
The title that Charlotte won and hated.
I know what you're saying, but no one remembers the butterfly that
she felt she was a women's wrestler and she was handed a Divas title. So this has been going on for this long, and
this could be the whole show, SP. I just want to let you know, but we have other shit to talk about. Sorry.
I know. I love it. I love the passion. I love where we're getting at. We also have to address Triple H's other comments that we also mentioned. Top Guy JJ, do you believe that today's fans are too critical and are ruining things in wrestling, or is Triple H not addressing the fact that there is issues with NXT right now?
Fans don't. I will say this, and I've been saying this for the longest. A lot of fans just doesn't have the memory to go back to understand when they post an argument to these opinions, because these are just opinions that is fresh off the news feed from Wednesday or Thursday, and then this is the argument that you're presenting now. When this is an argument that goes back many years, this is something that we're going back years. And you got to do some research to understand why this is becoming such a frustrating thing and why those comments angered so many people, because this has been a battle for more than half a decade on trying to accomplish something that they have had for a very long time.
Yes. Very, very true. Triple H's comments, there's a reason why it's electing this type of response. There's a reason why people think he's mansplaining equality. It's gonna have polarizing views. We got difference of opinions in the live chat, and that's what we like here on Tru Heel Heat. We like everyone having a chance to address their opinion and having a different opinion. We got Heel Steven talking about the history, saying that the issue is also in the history of the NWA. The women's division was never really showcased in the forefront in the 70 plus years. That's also true.
That's very true.
It was across the board.
But it's the company that's not doing it. Like literally just about a month or so ago, we just had one of the greatest women's main events that I've seen in God knows how long with Goat Baker. So we're missing the element that these women are really great. They're just not.
I think that they're so scared to let them push that button to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they can go, just let them.
It's like they put their feet in the fire. They put their feet out there. It's like
they want to test it,
but not all the time. We gave y'all the main event. Hold on. We need to take a couple months off. We need to take a few months off. It's just not consistent. And obviously the main event of Even 37 got such good responses and such good reviews. It's just they're not reading the feedback, and they're not really capitalizing on it. Like, you just had one of the greatest main events in WrestleMania history, and they haven't even interacted since.
Nope. And
like, I thought they would have had like a rematch or whatever. I thought like they would have she would have tried to let the thing go on. But now she's having a thing with Bayley.
Not even an interaction.
That's what I'm saying. And
Bianca's been in a feud that's been more about laughter than actually being the best women's wrestler. So again, there's a lot of issues here.
Making it a joke, making it a laughing. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. That's it. Just pay attention.
Talking about the fan criticism, Carnage Payne says fans are all bloody bookers. As someone said earlier, check out Vlad the super fan. That's a fan. I mean, to each his own.
I love the take. I love the take.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, guys. You've been awesome in the live chat. Keep putting your thoughts in. We're gonna move on to our next subject, our other top news story, which has also to do with Triple H, but it has more to do with WWE as a whole having a little bit of second thoughts and speculation on Samoa Joe and Aleister Black.
You know what?
To WWE NXT.
Call me when y'all ready to talk about. I'm not talking about that. No.
Oh, come on. Just listen to the report. You don't know the report yet. You don't know the report yet. PW Insider reports that there are some within WWE who feel that Aleister Black was released prematurely, and there's a push to bring him back in. At this time, it remains to be seen if anything will come of that. However, there is a feeling backstage that of all of these cuts, Black was the victim of broken promises and start and stop creative more than anything he did. The Wrestling Observer newsletter, however, reported that the former Aleister Black, aka Tommy End, is expected to sign with AEW, although that's not considered a done deal at this time. Black still has a 90-day non-compete clause after his WWE release, which means he won't be available until August 31st, just a couple of days before AEW All Out in Chicago. But that is not the only released talent with reports on WWE wanting them back. According to a new report, the word in NXT is that the company is interested in bringing back Samoa Joe. Fightful Select reports that several talent and staff in the brand have told them that they've heard NXT has interest in bringing in Samoa Joe, who was
my God, you know what?
As part of the first wave of the talent cuts over the last couple of months. More than 6 talent in the company and another outside of it have heard that NXT's interest is in having Joe return in a wrestling role, not in commentary, as he left. It's important to note that according to the site, the talent and staff have not heard of anything specific executive or figurehead being interested, but rather the brand in general. It was also noted that talent in a broad sense is speculating on what this means, with some believing that it is going to happen. Fightful then also reported, to kind of validate these reports, that Samoa Joe was actually seen backstage at the Performance Center this past week, with this leading to more excitement with seemingly likely that he will return. Krssi Love, since you have such a strong opinion on this, what are your thoughts on WWE bringing back Joe and Black?
Eat crow. How about that? Eat fucking crow. Because you didn't know that you had diamonds in the rough before you just was looking at paperwork and just saw that they were just costing you money. Which one was it? Because I'm so confused right now, because what is it? Samoa Joe he was on the sidelines for a year, maybe, if that. And now you want him back in a wrestling ring? Why? Why is that, friends? Tell me why.
1.4 million ratings.
It's probably lower than that, but anyway.
1.1.
No, it's about like 1.5, 1.6.
Okay. Why do you want to? So now you want to bring him back?
Closing out shows with dolls.
And then now you're saying you let Aleister Black go. You just had him do a promo, and then you release him. Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, but no, you want to do dolls with Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler. I'm so confused on their ending. I haven't seen The Fiend since WrestleMania. Just letting you know. Where is he at? Where is he?
Don't worry.
But I'm so confused on like why you want to bring these gentlemen back so that you can get your numbers back up. Is that what it is? Your users, fuck boys. I don't. You know what? Fuck y'all. Just fuck y'all.
Krssi is hot today. She is hot. Top Guy JJ, what's your thoughts on Samoa Joe potentially coming back to NXT after his run in the main roster? And it's kind of, would you think that
who's he gonna go against? Who's he gonna fight?
They're doing this for one match. They're doing all of this for one match.
Oh, with Cross?
One match.
There's Cross, there's Cole, there's Gargano, there's Bronson Reed, there's Swerve. There's a bunch of matches. But Top Guy JJ, wouldn't you think that it would be strange that the main roster kind of bench Joe and put him in a commentary role, and then he would be in a wrestling role in NXT? Where do you think there's like a disconnect between people being allowed to wrestle in NXT than the main roster, Top Guy?
So we brought Samoa Joe in to have rivalries with one AJ Styles, with Roman Reigns, and then have him slip into commentary for the rest of his WWE run. It just makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. It the most sensical thing that they've done. And just to tap on Aleister Black real quick, and Tommy M, sorry. They saw oral sessions. WWE saw oral sessions with Renee.
Yep.
And said, well, we done fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, he did plenty of streams before that. They've probably seen all of his stuff where he's been very, very
very nice,
talking nice about WWE.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that he didn't leave bitter. He left like, I'm good. I'm really good.
I met my wife. Like, I've done this, I've done that. I have no bad feelings.
I know my opportunities are coming. I'm just waiting the time out. And they're like, damn, he's not fucking miserable.
Nope.
Now we need to bring him back and throw him back under the fucking rug. We need to throw him back under there. And we're not going to bring him back to polarize him. We're going to bring him back to bury him.
Yeah, pretty much. We got Nick Jackson saying, I honestly don't know how to feel about this Samoa Joe thing. He also says, excited to see where Tommy N pops up in the future. I think he'll knock it out the park wherever he goes. I'd love to see him in New Japan. Just don't know how possible that is with the whole pandemic, which is a very good point. We also got Heel Steven talking about these regrets of releases, saying it reminds me of Brian's release in 2010 without the tie. And Romeo kind of echoing my thoughts on the whole Samoa Joe to NXT. He's been there and done that. And
he don't need to go to, that's what I'm saying. What is he going to do at NXT? He doesn't need to go there. There's no reason for him to go there at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of great matches that fans want to see, but
I don't want to see it.
You have to think about it from a business perspective. He's not going to get main roster money like Finn Balor did to go back to NXT. Like that, he's going to get NXT money, so that's a decrease. He's going to be seen by less wrestling fans because NXT has less fans than Raw or SmackDown. And I'm saying, if you're going to have less people watch, yes, Impact is less people than even NXT, but at least you have the creative opportunity to have that creative freedom. You are going to a completely different Impact, but you're still going to be viewed as this legend and returning hero, and you have the opportunity to work with AEW and New Japan. That's just my perspective on the whole thing, where I can see Samoa Joe going back. We got Romeo. We got actually MW Network saying Joe and Tommy N better not go back to WWE. If they go back, give them 3 to 6 months to being lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
Joe and Tommy both have so much more value with the multi-contract deals with AEW, New Japan, and Impact. Yeah, I totally agree with you there.
This is spot on.
Yep.
Spot on.
Yep. There's no need.
So where do you guys think Samoa Joe will land? Do you think he's going to go back to NXT, or does he go somewhere else? Let's start with you, Miss Krssi Love.
I would hope he goes somewhere else where he can be utilized on all of those platforms much better. Because just like they just said, he'll come back. He'll probably wrestle for a little bit. Maybe he'll be even pushed back into the commentary role. It's like, no, leave like how you should. They had you on commentary. They let you go. No problem. I'm going to go somewhere else so I can wrestle. If that's what he wants to do, maybe I don't know. I don't know what these gentlemen want to do. Maybe he's enjoying life with his family and doesn't even want to wrestle. Maybe he's lost maybe this company has made him lose his desire of doing something that he probably loved. Who knows?
It's true. It's true. What about you, Top Guy JJ? Where do you see Samoa Joe heading?
I just hope it's anywhere other than fucking WWE. Like, honestly, like it is literally exactly the way it was called by MW Network. Like, it's literally the thoughts that came exactly. They're gonna come back. They're gonna get the pop. They'll be involved in 2 pay-per-views, and then all of a sudden they'll end up nowhere. They'll end up nowhere, to be buried, to be locked under contract. Go anywhere else. But if I would I would love to see a return to Impact Wrestling. I am not going to be calling for the AEW debuts every single time somebody leaves, because AEW is starting to struggle with the amount of people they have. AEW has a crazy large roster.
They can't get too many more people, because it's now they're going to start getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Which is already happening to some.
Yeah. Where do you think Tommy N goes, real quick, guys, before we wrap things up here? Krssi Love, where do you see Tommy N?
I don't know. He might just go back to WWE since he, has no, he was trying to push his character with them. He had high hopes with them, so he may just go back. I feel like he's not going to go anywhere else right now. If he'll probably go back to WWE.
I think Joe goes back to WWE because I know one thing with Samoa Joe when he did sign with WWE, he said it was because they offered him more money than everybody else. So it's about the money to him. He's older in his career, and if they're going to allow him to wrestle and pay him, I think he's going to go back to WWE. To kind of highlight these two comments, which are kind of juxtaposition here. We got Rambo saying AEW can't make everyone a star, and then Nick Jackson
that's also true.
Nick Jackson responding, though, with Darby Allin, Britt Baker, Hangman Page, Orange Cassidy, and several others are all evidence to the contrary, Rambo. So we're getting a lot of contrasting views. Keep putting those comments in the live chat. We got MW Network with another great comment here saying NXT has a glass ceiling. As much as fans want to think NXT has all these options, in reality, they don't. Gargano, Cole, Ciampa, just to name a few, fear the main roster for the main purpose of being lost. And all of them are not what they were in 2019, in 2021. Nope. They don't feel as hot as they did 2 years ago, and that's because they've been
all three of them have been on the main roster shows. And do y'all really remember it?
Nope. Not at all. Not at all, really. Not at all. We got so Top Guy JJ to end things off. What do you see Tommy End going?
I honestly, it's kind of a curveball to me. I would love to see Tommy End go to New Japan. I just think that his style, his chance to build vignettes and be creative and give them something a little different. I think that it would work wonders over there because he can, and his match quality is, my God, the plethora of match quality that he can have with the roster that they have there. But I don't think that they have that element over there. So I think he can bring something quite different to the Japan scene.
This is true. We got Heel Steven in the comments saying, let's be honest, Joe's better years are behind him. There's talk that Thea has re-signed. No, there's actually not. There's never been a report that she's actually re-signed the contract, actually, Heel Steven. It's just that she showed up at the WWE Performance Center. There's never been any reports that she has re-signed or was going to re-sign with them, just that she was doing some type of business with them. But that's an interesting question to kind of end things off there. Krssi, where do you think Thea Trinidad's going to end? Does she go back to WWE, or does she go with like Tommy End wherever he goes, or does she go to like an AEW or somewhere else?
I probably think that she might just go somewhere where she can be closer to her husband. For the fact that, she wants to be with him directly. So I feel like she'll probably follow him wherever he goes. Thank you.
That seems like a safe bet, and I would love to. If Tommy End's going to AEW, I think that I said it on a couple of shows. Vicky Guerrero being with Andrade feels like a placeholder. They should just put him back to Trinidad. Put him back to Trinidad. Call it a day. But we got to move on, guys, to what we missed. And first up on what we missed was New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion. We had a new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion crowned as Shingo Takagi.
We all picked Okada, didn't we?
No.
SP picked Shingo. SP picked Shingo.
This guy.
Picking Shingo. Yeah.
There we go.
Krssi, love. I'm not even mad that I'm wrong. Like he doesn't.
I'm not either.
He doesn't make picks as a fan. He makes picks as a journalist.
He's
not a fan.
He's like Floyd. He's a strategic
has gone
fighter.
Commercial.
He fights for points.
He is a journalist. He is not a fan anymore.
I can't even argue with you.
Piece of shit. He can't be wrong on these shows anymore. He also did a podcast with Dutch Mantel interviewing Chuck Palumbo and all of these big time. He can't be wrong. He's a journalist now.
Yeah, you're right. He's surpassed the the level.
Yo, SP is going Hollywood on us.
You know what? Yeah, he done changed out here in the street. You know how when people like move to another location and you know,
even a discount code now. Like the hell?
When did this become the roast of SP3? Like, goddamn.
This is not a roast. No, not a roast at all.
This is called a fact check.
Oh my God!
What the hell in the blue world you ever gonna pick Shingo Takagi?
See, but I do have bias. Look at Romeo saying the non-top guy. Remember, SP3 refused to pick Miro because he's a Clippers fan. See, I got bias. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm over here crying though.
Like what?
Right? What do you
Miro and come on, that's a who gives a fuck if you remember pick.
The MW Network says SP3 glowed up. Is real hot girl, summer hot mean
absolutely
dog.
Yep. For sure.
Oh man, you're turning this to the roast. But yes, Shingo Takagi defeated Kazuchika Okada in a fantastic main event to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We also on the Dominion show we had Kota Ibushi beat Jeff Cobb to set up him as the number one contender, with Shingo challenging Ibushi following his win. El Desperado defeated Yo to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. LIJ defeated Suzuki-gun in a 6-man tag to set up Naito and Sanada going for the top contenders for the Dangerous Tekkers IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Top guy JJ, what was your thoughts on the shocking outcome, if you're not SP3, the shocking outcome of Shingo defeating Okada to become the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion?
First of all, I didn't like how this whole IWGP Championship thing was set up to begin with. I wish that there was one of a lengthier tournament, more people were involved, a little bit more of a shock value base. If Okada was upset in an early round or something like that, but not to lose in just a regular ass one-on-one match and lose to Shingo fucking Takagi. Like how? Like, yo, that shit even on social media did not get that many likes.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
This was the most that New Japan has been talked about since Wrestle Kingdom.
Because it was a fucking horrible decision. That's why it was.
No, it wasn't a horrible decision. It's a great decision. You go with the fresh act. You don't go with the.
We went through a whole bunch of fresh acts that could have been their champion. But you know what? Shingo? You hold the burden of the American Nightmare Championship. You hold that burden. You hold the burden of that logo championship, that vending machine title. You go ahead and hold that burden.
Hey, he will end the curse. He end the curse of New Japan not having 6-star matches since.
I need Naito, because Naito will bring back the real belt.
Hey, I did make the prediction that Naito will probably win the G1 to set up a LIJ matchup in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom of Naito versus Shingo, which I'm all for. I'm all for that. We got the Negro Bucks saying that Shingo versus Okada match is the first one my mom really sat down and watched, showed her some of Kenny versus Okada, and now she's hooked. See, it's even convincing moms to watch. Like, come on.
Did you see that? Both matches had who in it? Both matches had Okada in it.
Okada will get the title eventually, but we need more time without Okada winning. Like we got a couple of people saying what I'm echoing, but Okada doesn't have any momentum right now. He's hurt. You can obviously see he just came back from COVID. Negro Buck saying Okada has no momentum. Got to start fresh, JJ. Come on, man. And we also got
we'll revisit this in September and see how this title run is going.
We also got Romeo saying #pray for Shingo. That butterfly title is cursed.
That's a fact.
Yes,
that belt is a curse.
I won't argue that at all. But we got to move on to what else we missed. Last night we had AEW Friday Night Dynamite, which was a jam-packed show, a rebound show after last week with one of the weaker episodes of AEW Dynamite. Which if you watch AE Recap with the Good Brothers Jimmy Macaram and Marcus Cash, they called it, and I quote, "The the WWE tribute episode last week for AEW Dynamite, but this one was a rebound back as we had Hangman Page and the Dark Order's 10 beat Team Taz in the main event. We had Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta El Zero Miedo defeat the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler in a fun 6-man tag team matchup. We had Miro defeat Evil Uno to retain the TNT Championship. The Inner Circle destroyed the limo of the Pinnacle in another Attitude Light segment regarding these two factions here. But what was your thoughts on AEW Friday Night Dynamite this week, Miss Krssi Love?
I thought it was good. I'm loving their vignettes. Their vignettes are what's making me like love and watch their product even more, to be honest. But their matches were great. I love the Inner Circle destroying the Pinnacle's car and giving them the middle finger as they were leaving. I thought that was really good. I love seeing -1. I love how they embrace him and let him be a kid, but yet be a star wrestler, a future wrestler, if that makes sense. Like he's still a child, but he's still having fun, and he still gets to enjoy and be a part of what his dad was doing. And I just love that.
He got his grades up.
Yeah. He was actually, they did report this week that -1 was taken off of TV because he let his grades slip. So I love that.
I love that they punish him. They put you on punishment. That is beautiful. I love that they I love that they did that. I'm mad that Lance Archer only got 10 seconds of a match.
No, it was just good to give him a quick win.
Rebuild him for like the 300th time.
Okay, I'm just saying he was in and then he was out. I'm like, okay, like sure, because they was like, oh yeah, Jake Robertson's gonna join us on commentary, and then the match was over. Like, did they mess that up or something? But I think the show overall was great. I'm loving the vignette. I love the Andrade vignette. This is how you do it. This is how you do vignettes. This is it. Like their vignettes are like on a whole new different level.
Yeah, I love that vignette. That was a nice way to kind of showcase them very quickly on this episode. He has a sit-down interview with JR next week on the show. We also had Cody with the debuting Brock Anderson.
Look just like his daddy.
Yo, I had to show Tia. I had to show Tia.
Because I was looking at, because I didn't hear, I had the TV on mute, and I'm like, damn, that child looks so like he looked just. And then I saw it. Then they had Arn there, and then as I rewinded back and heard what Cody was saying, I was like, I mean, he like the mother didn't spit him out. Arn spit him out. Did. Carbon copy. Like he looked just like his daddy, like his daddy.
We had a really good Goat.
Oh yes, Baker promo. Yes, I forgot about that too. Yes, her promo. Yes, absolutely. Great.
Always good. We got Heel Steven in the comments saying, off topic, I know, but Brock Anderson, the lost member of the East Hampton Polo Boys. Yes.
That outfit was definitely, with the shoes, not even like sneakers. He had on shoes and with no socks.
Nope. Yeah. No socks at all. We also got Adam Pearson saying, in my opinion, Lance Archer is the sleeper member of the AEW roster.
Yes.
Got some love for him.
That's what I was trying to say. I'm like, Dag, Lance Archer ain't getting just a little bit of shine. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
he was on TV. Sometimes
he was. You're right.
He made it to the show. Like, Lance Archer ain't that important no more, yo.
You okay, guys? All right. I'm sorry.
Sometimes that's enough in AEW, but we got to move on to more. Yeah,
we got to talk so the Jay can talk so before you leave.
Yo, Lance Archer's been a sleeper member since the show conceived, yo.
This is also true. But we got to talk about SmackDown. That was also last night. We had Rey Mysterio challenge Roman Reigns in a Hell in a Cell match for next Sunday's pay-per-view, and then Reigns laid out Rey, even though Rey attacked him with a kendo stick, and then he powerbombed Dominic from the ring to the outside. He just basically he yeeted him right out. We also had
an ass kicking. You want to come fight? You want to fight me? Sure, come bring it, and I'm gonna serve you up, boy. Come here.
We also had the show was dominated by the drama between Roman and Jimmy Uso with Jay in the middle. Jay with great acting, including an amazing segment where Reigns gaslighted his cousin, using the frustration of Jay being in the middle to finally get through to Jimmy. We also saw the return of Cesaro during Ding Dong Hello with Bayley and our special guest Seth Rollins. He yeeted a plant out of the ring right at Seth Rollins. Top Guy JJ, what was your thoughts on the drama between Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso with Jay in the middle?
That was a fucking work of magic. Seeing that, it's like you could see all three sides. Like the fact that it was done that well, and then the fact that it got Roman, he was disappointed, pissed off, and motivational all at the same time. Roman, that's tribal chief.
Yep.
that promo where he literally just explained the reasoning of why they do what they do, letting Jimmy know that he's the older brother by mere minutes, that he was supposed to be there. You're supposed to understand your brother. How do you just let him go after spending a year busting his ass and building himself up? All they're trying to be is the best. All they're trying to be is the best. And the way Roman explained that, Jimmy just had no response.
No.
He had no response. Like, this shit just left Jimmy stuck on stupid because it's like, he's right.
Yep.
Let me go get my brother.
Yep.
This was magic. This was fucking magic.
This is the only thing that makes all sense on, like, this is, they've probably letting them do it themselves.
In WWE, period.
Point blank.
Any show in WWE, this is not even close to the best thing on WWE right now.
Yeah, we got Nick Jackson echoing your response. Best storyline going in WWE right now, bar none. We also got Adam Pearson saying, "Oh my God, Roman Reigns killed a child. He went old school 1990s.
British he didn't want to. He was provoked. That's not his fault. They came after him.
No, they came and they popped off on him, and he.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly you. It was like, oh, come out here so we can fight.
You come at the tribal chief, and you come at the tribal chief with fucking kendo sticks. With kendo sticks.
Sure. You deserve one.
Hey, you wanted the smoke, and Roman basically yeeted somebody out of the ring and splat on the outside of the floor. Wow,
that shit reminded me of Mike Awesome so much.
Yeah, similar to that for sure. Or Bam Bam Bigelow with Spike Dudley. We had Adam Pearson saying Roman Reigns should have done that media call. Yes, Roman is great off of WWE television. So I agree with you, Adam. Yeah, Roman is probably better off being the conference call person. And then we got Romeo saying that Roman Reigns, RK Bro, Cameron Grimes, in that order, best things in WWE by far.
But you to understand how, like, it's like Roman number 1 and number 2 is like all the way down. It's like it's like all the way down here.
Because it's also the RK Bros vignettes, like them talking to each other, like the whole like taking of the key and throwing it in his pocket.
Which is getting old.
Number 2 has got to be like
right, exactly, SP, exactly. Like, okay, how much more can we do of this?
We got Heel Steven saying hopefully Roman powerbomb Dominic straight to NXT, which is a nice little segue to what we're gonna
these takes.
Right, Nick Jackson. He did that, and he was in self-defense. Y'all came at me. I was defending myself. Thank you. That part.
I just put you in real quick.
That's our tribal chief, man.
Back.
Knowledge him.
We do have to address NXT.
And Rey Mysterio was very disrespectful at that as well. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, he let Roman get his pyro off. He waited for the right time to attack Roman when he started talking. Before we get into NXT, Top Guy JJ, I know you are a busy man. You have to get off and running. Please let the people know where they can find you on social media and the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, sir.
On Instagram, you can find me at Tru Heel _Top Guy JJ on every single week. On the YouTube channel, you can find me with these two lovely people here, Miss Krssi Love, of course, my boo, and then Mr. Hollywood over here. This might be, you never know, this might be his last show coming up. I gotta count the shows that I'm on with this guy because he's all over the motherfucking place. He ain't gonna have time for us little people no more. Just to say it.
Jesus Christ!
I don't want to think that way. Please don't.
Don't you want to plug? Don't you want to plug your appearance on Rated Raw Superstars this past week as well?
I mean, you gonna want to talk about. You want to check out probably the one and only time I'm ever on Rated Raw Superstars. Had to give a very sound opinion about the product that they're putting on WWE television right now. And I mean, the star of that entire show has to be the remix of Doll in the Mirror.
Yeah.
Excellent
Great
stuff
song.
by Romeo. You go on our Tru Heel Heat Twitter. It's up there right now. It even got retweeted by Wrestle Talk Podcast. Thank you for guys from Wrestle Talk for doing that. Beautiful song by Romeo. Like it just encapsulates everything wrong with Monday Night Raw right now, in my opinion. But yes, that is up on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel right now. You can check Top Guy JJ on that, and we will see Top Guy JJ next week right here on Tru Heel Heat 1:30 when we have our special call-in episode. So I hope everyone is ready for that. Top Guy JJ, any final remarks in regards to our shows this weekend, Impact Against All Odds or NXT in your house before you go?
I'm not going into any of them shows with expectations.
Yeah.
I just want to watch some good wrestling. I don't want to have any expectations for either one of these shows. I think they're both going to be better than anticipated, but I don't want to go into any of these shows with anticipation. Not after the wrestling that I've seen this week. This shit's been depressing. Thank God, my tribal chief yesterday, because this week
he saved the week. Yeah, he saved the week.
This week has been tough.
It has been tough for WWE indeed. But yes, thank you, Top Guy JJ, for joining us on Tru Heel Heat 129. We will see you next week for our huge Tru Heel Heat 130 with our call-in as well as Hell in a Cell preview. So until next time, Top Guy JJ, I hope you have a good day at work and drink some liquor afterwards. Bye now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for tonight, but not right now. I got a few hours to pull off.
Thumbs up.
See you guys.
Thumbs down.
Bye.
Bye. But yes, we got to move on to WWE NXT this past week, which was the go home show edition ahead of TakeOver in your house. We had they drew 669,000 viewers this past week. Adam Cole laid out Karrion Kross after he took out the rest of the challengers in the Fatal 5-Way at In Your House. We also had Oney Lorcan defeat Austin Theory in a good opener. We had $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase reintroduced the $1 Million title ahead of.
I knew that was gonna come. I knew it. It's like, why do you bring Ted DiBiase back? What is the purpose? It has to be a reason to bring back that belt.
Absolutely. And he introduced a golden ladder, which will be used at TakeOver for the matchup between Cameron Grimes and LA Knight. And we also had Ember Moon lay out Raquel Gonzalez with the Eclipse ahead of In Your House. What was your thoughts on the go home show ahead of the pay-per-view on Sunday, Krssi?
It wasn't bad. It was a good go home show. Leads into the pay-per-view. I don't think it could have been better. I think it was good. It was decent for them for a Tuesday, and people are watching the playoffs and things like that. I think they did a good. They did very well to go to lead up to the pay-per-view.
Yes, they did a good job of setting the table well for Sunday.
Even though some of the winners seem very predictable.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It's not the best TakeOver card.
I thought it was just me, SP. I thought it was like, okay, well, I can clearly see who's going to win this match. Like,
I would say this is one of the weaker TakeOver cards, but we're getting into that when we do our preview and prediction.
So we're here on that one. Okay.
Yes, for sure. We also missed NWA When Our Shadows Fall, which was an interesting show to say the least. I actually watched it a couple of days ago. We had a polarizing ending to the main event with a dusty finish, like it was the 1980s.
Really?
Aldis hit the referee from behind with a steel chair, but Trevor Murdoch came back and took the chair to strike Aldis, with the referee seeing him and disqualifying him and giving the win to Nick Aldis, which for a promotion like NWA that doesn't have a lot of buzz to it, doesn't have a lot of goodwill, this was a very, I'm just going to say it. It was a stupid ending to this show, which was good.
Okay. So the show started great, and then the ending kind of like messed it up.
It was like a wet fart in church. It was not appeasing at all, and it was very strange. We also had Camille defeat Serena Deeb to finally end her reign as the NWA Women's World Champion. Yeah, Camille is our new Women's World Champion in the NWA. And we also, speaking of the women's division, we had Kylie Rae not only make her debut, but they announced that she is officially signed with NWA as she and Taryn Terrell defeated Thunder Rosa and Melina. PW Insider and Fightful reported that NWA and Impact worked out a deal to make Kylie Rae become an official member of the NWA roster. So, congratulations to Kylie Rae coming out of retirement, overcoming a bout with mental health, and then coming back into the wrestling business. She also was at Warrior Wrestling Stadium Series Night 1 against Holodead, defending her Warrior Wrestling Women's Championship. So I'm very happy to have Kylie Rae back. How about you?
That's very wonderful. I'm happy to see that she's doing well, and I hope she just stays in that good spirits and just someone like helps her and just stay on that stay forward and stay focused.
Absolutely. And then our final what we miss, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is WWE Raw, and one of the worst endings to Raw all time, I would say, as Shayna Baszler is haunted by Lily the doll and seeing her in a mirror and screaming to end the show. Kofi Kingston defeated Riddle in what was a really good matchup on the show as well. After the backstage segment where MVP played mind games with Kingston earlier in the show. Good stuff there. That was one of the
very good promos. We
had the Viking Raiders defeat all the other tag teams in the Raw division to win a battle royal to become the number one contenders for the Raw tag team.
Which I didn't see that coming at all.
Me either. We got a couple of comments on Monday Night Raw here. We got Jason Michael Campbell saying, I can't stand RK Bro except for the entertainment. They remind me of Team Hell No. That is a good comparison.
That is a very good comparison. I think RK Bro is a little bit better, but hey.
And then people are feeding off of you and Top Guy JJ's roast of me. We got Carnage Payne saying SP3 is like The Rock in 2003. He sold out. LOL. He'll be showing up on helicopter soon too. UK celeb now. Yeah.
He's definitely very popular up across the pond. Watch when you go back over there when you're able to fly. Watch and see. They're going to be so excited to see you.
I can't wait. So we got to get into our news rundown. Continue dropping those comments in the live chat. Thank you so much. The engagement has been great on this episode of Tru Heel Heat. If you want to make sure we highlight your comment, $1 or more super chat, not only will you be featured on this episode of Tru Heel Heat with your comment or your super chat or super sticker, but you will also be a part of next week's Tru Heel Heat 130 when we do a call-in episode where you guys can be on the screen with myself, Miss Krssi Love, and Top Guy JJ. So definitely thank everyone who's joining us live, watching us right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But we got to get into our news rundown. WWE News WrestleVotes reports that WWE is 100% dedicated to presenting SummerSlam as this year's WrestleMania. This is likely due
Is that right?
Yes. This is likely due to the event being held after WWE returns to live touring in July. Also, this year's WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium had to be held within limited capacity due to the pandemic restrictions. Currently, Las Vegas don't have these pandemic restrictions as the city is fully reopened.
Fully functional over there, yep.
This follows a report from Uncle Dave Meltzer as well as Andrew Zarian of the Matman podcast, who has really become a scoopster as far as breaking news over the last couple of weeks. He said that Roman Reigns versus John Cena is the planned main event as of last week for SummerSlam this year.
Are you shitting me? That's so... Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're upset with that? You don't want to see Cena versus Reigns?
No, absolutely not. Why?
Why would you be upset with that? There's literally no one who fits the star power of Roman Reigns right now that you have to bring guys back to
pitch it to me. You gotta pitch me how we gonna lead up to this. Pitch it to me, please.
Well, John Cena is the guy who roasted Roman Reigns when he was supposed to pass the torch to him. He made him look bad in that 2017 feud, and one of the famous lines was he does this part. he does this better part-time than Roman does it full-time, and that Roman couldn't fill his shoes, and now Roman has. And now Roman can keep up to him on the mic. Not only that, you have the element of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was the man who managed Brock Lesnar, who basically destroyed John Cena at SummerSlam 2014, 7 years ago.
That's
who is in play here. So there's a bunch of different elements, and you basically have the two biggest stars since the Attitude Era, because John Cena was the top star of WWE for 10, 11, 12 years. And now, ever since Cena has been gone and the heel turn, becoming the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns now has become the star that can live up to the legacy
of John Cena. Yes, he definitely is that guy, that top guy, that the go-to guy now. Yes.
And yes, my final point is what Heel Steven said here. It's John Cena's attempt at 17 times, and he can fail to Roman at SummerSlam. So not only all of those elements, the two biggest stars, you got John Cena trying to make history and pass Ric Flair for 17 times as world champion. There's so much layers to this story, Miss Krssi Love.
I see it. I didn't see. Okay, that's why I said pitch it to me. You got to tell me and give me the stuff. Okay. I'm there for it. Okay.
Speaking of Romeo's comment here saying I'm intrigued to see how many seats they can sell for Alliance Stadium. Also worth
That's a huge stadium right there, man.
There's also worth noting the first seating layout shows a lessened capacity for now. Ticketmaster has posted the general layout for the venue, which currently shows seating in a little over half the arena. The building holds about 65,000 fans at full capacity. Obviously, if they wish to, make more availability, they can be reopened. But it's an interesting note that right now Ticketmaster only has it at about 30%, which is about 32,000.
I would like to see how the seating is arranged. Yeah, I got to look at the format. I'm not going, but I would like to see how the format would be.
Very fair. We got Steve saying for a stadium, it's a match to make. Absolutely, it's a match that can headline a card like SummerSlam if they want to pack that stadium. And of course, you got the secondary draw of Cardi B, Krssi Love. Come on, Cardi B, John Cena, Roman Reigns. Those are the top stars going into SummerSlam.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Speaking of top stars returning or not returning at SummerSlam, Dave Meltzer discussed the subject of Brock Lesnar potentially returning to WWE. According to Meltzer, a speculative matchup between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley is not being planned for WWE for SummerSlam 2021. Additionally, it was noted that during Sunday night's main event podcast that bringing Lesnar back into WWE would be a decision for Vince McMahon because Brock is currently not under contract. However, as of last week, WWE and McMahon have reportedly not called Lesnar. It was also stated by Lesnar that there were parties within WWE who only want Lesnar to be brought back into the fold when Roman Reigns would be ready to feud with him again, which could potentially happen at WrestleMania. You never know. It's unknown when this would likely happen, though. And we got Top Guy JJ in the live chat with all of you. He says, stand your ground, love. Don't let SP bully you. What is he talking about? Just because I convince you that John Cena versus Roman Reigns is a great matchup, I'm bullying you? Jeez, like this is really becoming a roast of SP3 on this episode of Tru Heel Heat here. We got, according to Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's likely that Edge will be part of this year's SummerSlam, which happens on
another person we haven't seen since WrestleMania.
Yes, very true. He is currently set to return on the episode of SmackDown from Houston, Texas on July 26th. Another report from Andrew Zarian of the Matman podcast and the Wrestling Observer newsletter. They report that this year's WWE Survivor Series, Krssi, will be held in Brooklyn.
Oh, you're gonna go to the Barclays? Maybe I'll entertain you. I don't know.
I'm asking you. You're in Brooklyn. I mean,
I don't know. We'll have to see. I have to see if they're gonna do NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw. I'm with it. But if you don't do it, then I'll be at home.
This is the plan. Apparently, WWE is planning to treat it like a major event. How major? It's believed that the company wants The Rock to appear at the event.
They've been trying to get The Rock to come on for how long now? Oh God. Stop it, please.
Not 100% a done deal at this point, but it
not
is
a done deal at all.
He will show up that time. It is going to be the 25-year anniversary of The Rock's debut at the 1996 Survivor Series. which I was at, my first pay-per-view I ever attended, and that was at Madison Square Garden in New York. So it would be a lot of symmetry. 25 years, him returning to New York at Survivor Series. This would add to the rumors of a match between Rock and Roman Reigns for the Universal title at WrestleMania in Dallas. The Rock wants to set a box office record if he comes back to wrestle, and the two locations he could do that is at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, or SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, in California, which is going to be the place for WrestleMania 39. Where would you like to see Rock versus Roman Reigns happen? WrestleMania 38 or WrestleMania 39, Krssi?
Ooh. Texas. Let's go to Texas. Let's do it at Let's do it in Texas. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking California because
you think Cali? Why?
He's Hollywood. They're both.
Oh, he's Hollywood. They're both. Yeah. Okay. Then I don't know, but if you do, you can't go wrong either one. To be honest.
True.
I don't think that there is no right or wrong answer at all. I think each location has its own. What's the word I'm looking for?
Has its own
value, sentimental, they have a connection with it basically. So I think either location would be great for the match to happen. I hope the match happens. I'm very excited to see what happens. For him to come back. I just think Rock is too Hollywood. He doesn't want to. He's in Miami.
Well, I mean, if WrestleMania was gonna be in Miami anytime soon, he'll Steven.
That would be the. I think that would be like the home. Like, let me go back home where I was going to school and things like that. Then yes.
But Roman is currently from California. The Rock obviously has his connection with Hollywood. Top Guy JJ saying in the live chat, Rock at SoFi Stadium makes more sense. He's already been there, done that at Texas Stadium. Yeah,
that's true.
When he lit his name on fire at WrestleMania 32.
That's true. You're right. Okay, so in California it is. Now that I will go to see. I would pay my money to go see that one. I hope it happens.
Raw this week drew 1.64 million viewers.
I don't even know how, to be honest, though. I really don't know how.
That's what was the highest rated segment as well.
I really don't know how it did that.
But guess what was the highest rated segment?
Please not say Lily.
Yes, Lily and Shayna were the highest rated segment on Monday Night Raw this week.
Are you serious, SP? No.
Unfortunately, I am.
Everyone tuned in to watch the ending of the show to see how they would have. Oh, God.
Because it was so bad, people had to watch it. PW Insider reports that Bray Wyatt, as you brought up earlier, he is being purposely kept off TV, although the reason isn't known at this time. What is known is that Wyatt does not have any backstage heat in WWE, especially not for the Randy Orton match at WrestleMania. That match went exactly as it was planned to.
What? Oh, my God. Oh. Okay, good. Okay.
Enough. AEW news as we move on here. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega is hurting pretty badly right now in recent weeks due to multiple injuries. At the AEW Fan Fest before Double or Nothing, he said that there are days he wakes up and walks around where he thinks it may be time to retire soon, as his body is feeling worse and worse. He added that having real fans in the building when he performs makes him feel better. He recently sliced his hand when giving a belt shot to Pac at the pay-per-view, which needed 7 stitches. He also had a deep bone bruise near his tailbone, an athletic hernia in his back, and the wear and tear on his knees. He also had a stomach virus this past week.
Ooh, that means you need to stay home, friend. Like you need a couple of weeks off.
That might be another reason why they pushed back the Jungle Boy matchup to June 26th. So
yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, you gotta chill out for yeah.
and more of a sad news note here. Leo Rush announced his retirement this week following being the Joker card in the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing. He suffered a shoulder injury during the match that has prevented him from picking up his baby boy, which caused a bout of depression. This has led to him making the decision to step away from wrestling following his contract obligations to New Japan. According to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, New Japan actually gave Rush permission to sign with AEW prior to the news, although they would have had the ability to veto dates if it conflicted with theirs. And it was noted that New Japan likely feel that they are going to be in business with AEW for a while, which is why they allowed Rush to sign if he wanted to, which kind of puts kind of a little bit of water on the fire that was the WWE New Japan talks. Wouldn't you think, Krssi?
Wait, say that last part again. I didn't hear all of it.
Well, basically, New Japan gave Lio Rush permission to sign with AEW prior to his retirement, and that's kind of a sign that New Japan likely feel they are going to be in business with AEW for a while.
First, I'm very, very sad what happened with Lio Rush. So sad. We as we spoke last week, we were just so excited to see him come out as the Joker and be on the show. It's sad, but I'm very happy about the New Japan and AEW relationship. Open the floodgates, friends. Open the floodgates. When we get those flights to come in over, let that shit rip open. Let's do it. I can't wait to see who's gonna come out those doors and see who's gonna be like who's fighting who or whatever. But it's just my prayers go to Leo. Depression is real, and depression can really like destroy people, families, all of the above. And he got the injury on that night, or he had it already.
No, on that night he got the shoulder injury. And look at that, Top Guy JJ supporting the channel, donating $5. He says, "Acknowledge us. Krssi Love and Top Guy are the greatest." Laughing emojis, too sweet emojis. I guess I'm just chopped liver. Here. Top Guy JJ just wants acknowledgement for him and Krssi Love. You could keep that comment on the screen. Thank you, Top Guy JJ, for the super chat. Anyone who wants to donate a super chat, $1 or more, not only will you be featured on this episode here with your comment, but you will be a part of our call-in edition next week, Tru Heel Heat 130. Thank you, Top Guy JJ. And then the final AEW news, Wrestling Inc. reported that Andrade met with Tony Khan in Florida the week that he was released from his WWE contract in March, since he had no non-compete clause. Khan wanted to sign him right away, but a deal wasn't made at the time. Andrade demanded creative control and veto power over losing, which caused negotiations to move slowly. Eventually, they came in an agreement that Andrade would get limited amount of creative control for how his matches end. Andrade also wanted to work for other companies other than WWE, of course. He signed this last week after lengthy negotiations. They had been working on the language of the contract for several days. Andrade had been in talks also with Impact Wrestling, according to Wrestling Inc., who were willing to give him part of his creative control, but they were divided on the number of dates. He would have been paid per date and not a guaranteed downside like AEW offered, which is how most Impact deals have been structured as of late. At one point, both sides were close to agreeing on a one-off appearance, but it didn't come to fruition. ROH also was interested in Andrade. Of course, his best friend is Roosh, who is the current ROH World Champion. PW Insider reports that Andrade's deal is the same as everyone else's in terms of the creative aspects. In other words, Andrade El Idolo does not have creative control to how he's used in the company, and Tony Khan has the final say in his booking. And Wrestling later retracted their report, saying PW Insider was the one that was right on this one. So, Krssi, do you think that, of course, Krssi Love also donating $5, saying, "Love my good brother." See, that's how you be neutral with everything. You love everyone, Top Guy JJ. But thank you. You see, the Tru Heel Heat host supporting the channel. I hope you guys do as well. $1 or more super chat. We will feature your comments right here on Tru Heel Heat. But what do you think? Do you think that Andrade is the type of star that deserves creative control within AEW, Krssi?
I think he can get some creative control, because obviously that he was held back where he came from. Not trying to. I know wrestlers don't want to bash their other companies, so I think let it speak for itself. How about that? let him do what he thinks can be done with his character, because which has been proven before, even when he was signed with them. And even when he was on NXT, he was like, look what he was able to do. So I think if you let him be a little bit more creative and let that character evolve to like blossom, I think he'll be great. Better than what they held him back on what he was doing before.
Yeah, I think he is the type of star that does deserve to be viewed in the top stars in AEW. We got Adam Pearson in the live chat saying, isn't giving wrestlers creative control the very start that started the slow, miserable, and at times confusing death of WCW? No. In a lot of ways, it was just specifically giving creative control to Hulk Hogan that gave them their death, but a lot of other things were domino effect with that. I don't think that was the very start of it.
Yeah, I don't think that was the cause. Most of the characters that were even on the show were just doing what the people told them to do. Basically, Vince Russo and those other idiots that were there, that was running the product, were giving just the wrong stuff to these wrestlers. And some of the wrestlers will tell you it was a shit show.
Yeah. We got the NW Network saying, in my opinion, majority of talent in AEW, specifically on the main event level, got creative control, and that may be the biggest selling point for a talent signing to AEW is that creative freedom.
Can we still tell the what the hell are their damn names? Can they stop wearing them damn headbands with them little beads on it? I hate them shit.
I love their attire. Their attire is
everything else is great.
No, everything it's obnoxious. You're supposed to hate it. That's the point.
I hate it so it makes me cringe so
don't worry. My girl does too. She literally Rod and Todd, the Flander twins. Yeah.
they are carbon copy of the Flander twins. And I love that they're obnoxious and just idiots and just like they're getting on people's nerves on purpose, which is great. You're doing your job. I just hate seeing those stupid headbands. And then now one is like fully blonde now. I'm like, when did you become blonde? Like, what is happening?
With the dark beard as well.
With the dark beard, thank you. I'm like, you don't match. Like, get it together. Like,
we got Adam Pearson saying, agreed, as talking about Leo Rush, as somebody who spent most of 2020 wrestling with depression, no pun intended. I know all too well what it can do to your spirit. Yeah, and it's actually the reason why he left the MTV The Challenge Double Agents, because we discovered during that show that he grew up in a group home. So waking up to people that were strangers kind of brought him back to that level. And, he had to deal with depression, and it led to him leaving the show early. So it's horrible, but that's
I hope he gets to speak with someone, gets a proper therapist, and just figure it what he needs to have done and get the help that he needs. I pray that he can come back and be the star that he's supposed to be. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. We got the MW
absolutely
Network.
I feel the same way. Yes.
Saying, I feel Leo, it will return in a couple of years when he feels comfortable in a space in his life where wrestling and the injuries that come with it doesn't hinder his other ventures and family duties. All the best to him for sure. He also says once his kids are older, majority of wrestlers want to have their kids witness them in action. Having newborn and being injured has to be such a mental and physical battle. I feel for him. I think we all fear for Leo, and definitely we send our best wishes to him and hope that he is doing well and does the best outside of the wrestling scene. We got New Japan news to move on to. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced 2 title matches for the Kizuna Road 2021 tour. First up, the Chaos team of Yoshihashi, Tomoichi Ishii, and Hiroki Goto will defend the never openweight 6-man tag team titles against the Bullet Club's Evil, Yujiro Takahashi, and Dick Togo on June 22nd show. And next up, you're going to see Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo will defend the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles against El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori on the June 23rd New Japan Pro Wrestling Kazuka Road events. Both shows are being held at Kurgan Hall in Tokyo, Japan. In Impact Wrestling news, following the AEW Impact Summit on this week's show, the decision was made to have Omega versus Moose Impact World title match at Against All Odds on tonight at Jacksonville's Daily Place. So interesting decision there. And the winner of that match will face Sami Callihan at Slammiversary in July. So big matches to come, and Sami Callihan being named the number one contender. And then in our final news notes, we had EC3 will face Flip Gordon at ROH's Best in the World pay-per-view, which is going to be their return to fans in attendance. And the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the NWA's When Our Shadow Fall pay-per-view this past weekend had less than 500 buys, according to early estimates. The show happened on a Sunday afternoon from Atlanta, and most of the business for the event likely came from Fight TV, but those numbers haven't been announced just yet. We got Top Guy JJ in the live chat talking about the WCW talk, saying also making Kevin Nash a booker. He says that was probably one of the reasons for their decline. And then off of your comments, the NW Network saying, I started dying when the Bucks hit the butterfly dance. Yes.
Yes, he did.
I said, what is this 90s King of the Dance Hall move? Was that? You love to hate the Bucks. Absolutely. They're doing so well with this whole entire.
No, I love them as heels. I think they're much better as heels than the good guys. I just hate that headband. I cannot stand the headband with the beads. Like, oh,
you're supposed to hate it.
My God, I'm like, who made this? Like, oh my God, it's cringeworthy. I swear to you. It's like, whose aunt made you wear that?
Whose auntie made that for you?
Right.
With the beads, you know. I love it. I love it. It's the proper amount of obnoxious and annoying to me. What about you? You think you like it? No. You're still not with it. Okay.
Not with it. I like their outfits and their attires, especially like what they wore at Double or Nothing. I thought those were great. They wore Nick's colors and they were just so annoying. I thought that was perfect heels. I just hate when they wear the headbands with the beads on it. I was like, and it looks so cheaply made. That's the problem. Like, remember, back when we were young, you remember the people that had the curtain with the beads? And we would run through them like kids. That's what they remind me of.
I love that. We got Adam Krssi saying everything the Bucks do just pisses me off, and I love it. That's the point. See, Adam Krssi,
exactly, yeah.
He gets it. We got to move on though, guys, to talk about Impact Wrestling Against All Odds, which is tonight on Impact Plus special. And apparently we got Top Guy JJ joining us on location with his Titan.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, friend.
What?
I love that he has the Titans attire all down to the socks.
Oh right? Yeah, head to toe, baby. Had to get this down here, man. And I was like, I got a couple minutes before I actually started the plant. Got caffeine for the system,
and you talk about me being big time. Why are you look like you're in like a Uber XL? Like what are you doing? Like
it just happened to be the one that showed up.
Okay.
I don't make those arrangements and calls. And when you have to go to multiple sites, you have to do what you got to do.
Big time. This guy, big time over here.
At least I'm still in the state where your ass is gonna end up not being in the country soon.
Hey, to each his own. We got to talk about Impact Wrestling Against All Odds, which is tonight on Impact Plus. We're going to be talking about the predictions for the major matches on the show. You're going to see Jordan Grace versus Tennille Dashwood, W. Morrissey versus Rich Swann. We got in a NW New Japan versus Impact match. It's going to be Kojima going one-on-one with Joe Doring. But the first one I want to ask you guys about is a street fight, as it's going to be the Good Brothers versus Sami Callihan and Tommy Dreamer. Like I said, Sami Callihan will get the shot at whoever
Tommy
wins.
Dreamer still fighting? Like, oh God.
Yes.
Damn,
He's still
Tommy
fighting.
Dreamer.
Still fighting out there, and he's teaming up with Sami Callihan, who will verse the winner of the main event at Slammiversary. So who you got in this one? Good Brothers versus Callihan and Dreamer, Krssi.
See, I want to say the Good Brothers, but my interview had SP is saying Tommy Dreamer and Callahan, because Callahan is going to be fighting for the championship, so he can't be a loser at all.
That's a good point.
So I'm going to go with Dreamer and Callahan.
Top guy JJ, who you got?
That's what Tommy Dreamer's in the match, is to take the fall. Tommy Dreamer doesn't win matches at all.
I know, but okay, so he's the one that's gonna get pinned. Is that what you're saying?
Sammy Callahan he's gonna look strong, but he ain't winning. Tommy Dreamer doesn't win matches.
The rare occasion I agree with Top Guy JJ that Tommy Dreamer is here to take this L, and the Good Brothers.
That's what I was saying. Like that's why I was like, I think the Good Brothers should win, but I feel like they're gonna make. Well, okay, so then I'll reverse mine. The Good Brothers will win. They'll make Sammy Callahan look strong because he's gonna go for the championship. Okay, there you go. How about that?
Adam Pearson said, I think the real winner here is whichever company is doing the health insurance. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Impact X Division Championship #1 contender match is going to be Petey Williams versus Trey Miguel versus Ace Austin versus Chris Bay versus Rohit Raju. This follows the epic must-watch, if you haven't watched, 16-minute Iron Man match between Josh Alexander and TJP, which Josh Alexander won. One of the best TV matches of the whole entire year, probably my Impact match of the year so far. These guys went at it for 60-minute plus. So much better than Michaels versus Bret Hart. Hot take, I know, but yeah, Michaels versus Bret Hart hasn't aged well in 25 years. This one, if it was that match, would have been even better. But who wins this #1 contendership? Top guy JJ, Petey Williams, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, or Rohit Raju?
I hope Ace Austin gets back to where he belongs. Ace Austin should have never lost his prominent spot to begin with. It's time for Ace Austin to reemerge, and get back what belongs to him.
Krssi Love, who you got?
I had a toss up between Ace and Chris Bay, but I'm going to probably go with Chris Bay.
I'm going to go with Petey Williams in here to get the all-Canadian matchup between Petey Williams and Josh Alexander, and to give Josh Alexander a win over an Impact Wrestling X Division legend in Petey Williams. Impact Knockouts tag team titles are on the line. Fire and Flavor will go up against Susan and Kimberly. I will predict first, and I will say Fire and Flavor to defend those titles successfully. Krssi, you agree?
I agree, totally.
Top guy JJ?
Oh yeah, Fire and Flavor, baby. Fire and Flavor, all the way.
Easy one right there. Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line as it's Violent by Design. Joe Doring and Rhino will verse Decay, while Crazy Steve and Black Turos. Who you got in this one, Krssi Love? Decay or Violent by Design?
Violent by Design.
I'm going to agree with you. Violent by Design to get the win here. Who you got, top guy?
Yeah, definitely going Violent by Design. Decay ain't winning no matches.
Impact Knockouts Championship is on the line as Deonna Purrazzo will defend against Rosemary. This follows Rosemary getting a win over Deonna in a 5-on-5 Knockouts tag team matchup. So who wins this one, Rosemary or Deonna? I'll go with Deonna on this one. Who you got, top guy JJ?
Oh, Deonna, God. Oh, fine ass. Deonna, of course.
Krssi Love, who you got?
Deonna for the win, friend.
We got NW Network saying Josh Alexander versus Petey Williams would have been some historic vibes if Impact was still here in Toronto at Rebel Nightclub. Hey, Impact is going to have fans back at Slammiversary next month in July. So, I mean,
it's safe to say everyone is going to have fans back for their shows now.
Yeah, ROH has fans back in July. MLW is going to have fans back. NWA had limited amount of fans for When Our Shadows Fall. Of course, WWE on July 16th, AEW on July 7th. So fans are back in attendance, and it's great to see in professional wrestling. And the big one for Impact against all odds tonight on Impact Plus, Kenny Omega will defend the Impact World Championship against Moose. This is going to be taking place not outside of the Impact Zone in Nashville, Tennessee. It is going to be in Jacksonville, Florida at Daly's Place. So who wins? Omega has home court advantage. Omega versus Moose. We'll start with Mr. Moose Nation President, top guy JJ.
Oh, you know I'm going Moose all the way on this one. I don't give a fuck if he's on the road on this one. We going Moose all the way. Moose needs to bring that title back to Impact Wrestling. This might be his one and only shot for the rest of the summer. So he needs to take full advantage of this because Kenny has got a lot of targets on his back. He needs to alleviate some of this because he's got a lot of gunners coming after him right now. So Moose is going to take that. He's going to take some of that weight off of Kenny Omega for this pay-per-view. And Kenny's starting to get a little bumps and bruises. He's getting a little injured. Kenny's kind of feeling the effects of being a quadruple champion.
Yeah.
For sure. This is true.
Yes.
We want to hear from you guys who you think is going to win Moose versus Kenny Omega, the big match at Against All Odds, the main event from Daly's Place. Miss Krssi Love, who you got, Moose versus Omega?
I think Moose should win because we've done the whole like champ, we've done the cross brand, we've done everything we needed to do to make everyone work together, intertwine, and open these doors. So I definitely think that Moose should win.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. Kenny Omega to get the victory in this one and retain the Impact World Championships. I don't see him losing the Impact World title until after he loses the AEW World Championship,
which is when?
Based on his injuries, may happen sooner rather than later. And Romeo had to comment on your comment earlier, Krssi. He says, "I'm dead, Krssi, because my grandmother knows all about those curtains with the beads."
I know it's everyone knows an auntie or grandma or a cousin. You went to someone's house that had them beads in their house. And we would all as kids keep running. They'd be like, "Stop running through them damn beads." Because it was tired of hearing them chime. They had the plastic ones. You had the wood ones. You know all of them. Kids being from the 80s, you know all of the beads. They had colors. If you had blue, if you had the blue ones, you was lit. You had colors. They was like, "Oh, these people had the colorful ones." Come on now. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
It was all about the color of the room or the color designs of the couches. It was
it was about the living room. Yep.
And matter what kind of plates and cups you had.
And then the wood ones you couldn't run through really fast because then the wood ones might hit you and you'd be like, "Oh, them," because they hurt.
I'm so done with this conversation.
Romeo and tag was played every single day through them curtains.
Yeah.
Romeo says that Omega wins. Moose shouldn't win in front of crickets at Daly's Place. Crowds are coming back for Impact. Just wait a bit. Yeah, I think
that makes sense. That makes sense, Romeo. I like that one.
Yo, first of all, y'all some haters.
We're just keeping it real. So we gotta move on though to NXT TakeOver in Your House 2021, which is this Sunday. You could stay tuned to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We're gonna go live with the NXT TakeOver in Your House roundtable review on Sunday night. But let's get into the predictions. First up, there's a 6-man tag team winner takes all matchup as Bronson Reed, the NXT North American champion, and the NXT Tag Team Champions MSK will defend against Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Raul Mendoza. Top Guy JJ, who you got taking all the titles for the North American and tag team titles here?
This would be awesome to see Legado del Fantasma pull this off. But I think NXT is so high on MSK.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep them on, you gotta keep
it's
them
high.
on those marijuana smoking kids. You gotta Bronson Reed, different story, I think, but MSK, they are too high on them for them to lose those titles right now.
So fast, yes.
So you agree, Krssi?
I definitely agree. I want Del Fantasma to win, but they're not going to win as of yet. I know this is going to be I hope this is like a great match. I hope this is one of the matches of the night.
This could steal the show.
I think they will definitely steal the show. But unfortunately, I think Bronson and how you say it?
MSK.
MSK. I'm about to say the old damn name. See, I'm about to say the old name. MSK. I think they're gonna win. They're still high off them right now. They're still fresh champions. They're not losing yet.
This is true. Let us know.
I don't see the feud ending right away either. I feel like another matchup is going to happen as well.
I think we may get Bronson versus Santos Escobar. I don't see it being MSK versus Legado del Fantasma again because they already did that on NXT television. So I could see that, but I agree with you guys. Bronson and MSK get the victory here. Let us know in the comments section who you think are going to win all the matches at TakeOver in your house. We have Romeo saying, throw in my beer. If LA Knight is the $1 million champion, Cameron Grimes needs his damn TakeOver moment to the moon. And speaking of which, it's going to be a ladder match for the $1 million championship. Cameron Grimes will go one-on-one with LA Knight. This has been building over the last couple of weeks since Ted DiBiase came to NXT and wanted to pass on the $1 million legacy. Now he has put the golden ladder in between these two men. But this is why I say this is like one of the weaker TakeOver cards, because this is a match that would interest me. It's had a good build, but the ladder match feels so unnecessary. And it's 6 ladder match in less than a year in NXT. We had the 6-way at TakeOver 30 for the North American title. We had 2 War Games Advantage ladder matches. We had Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai in a ladder match at Halloween Havoc. We had Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin at Stand and Deliver
literally 2 months ago.
Cruiserweight Championship, and now
like we can't have like a false count, like 2 out of 3. Like we can't have like a cage match. Like why do we need another ladder? Like why we can't just do it like I don't know. Like we don't need another ladder match. Like I feel like they feel like it's gonna excite people to have them like fall off ladders. Like
and at least give us like a tag team ladder match or something different. Like
they should have made Escobar and them be in the ladder match instead. But then they did that already though. We're
literally getting 5 straight singles ladder matches in a row, basically. But who wins here? Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. Let's start with you, Krssi.
I think Cameron deserved this so much. I really think, and so because he's going to be more obnoxious and more like to the moon. Like we're going to have. I can't wait for like the celebration. I really think Cameron should definitely win.
We got Jason Michael Campbell saying that field is some good entertainment with Cameron Grimes, LA Knight with Ted DiBiase. We also got Romeo saying the War Games ladder matches are unnecessary. 100%. You should not be having a ladder match before another big stipulation match. It just makes no sense. Who you got in this one, Top Guy JJ, Cameron Grimes or LA Knight?
I hope Cameron Grimes get this moment.
He deserves it.
But this is going to come at the unfortunate cost of it's already looking like LA Knight is going to get lost in the shuffle. It's already starting to happen because why are these 2 in a ladder match? Why is it a ladder match? Like these two men, why are they in a ladder match? Both of them. Like why? For what reason?
For the $1 million title.
I hope Cameron Grimes pulls this off, but then after that, it's like, what the hell do you do with LA Knight after this?
Afterwards.
It's very interesting. I mean, both guys kind of work because LA Knight does have a heel character that would work as $1 million champion, but I just feel like they have built up Cameron Grimes for his TakeOver moment for a big win here, so it would be appropriate if he gets the win. So I'm gonna go with Cameron Grimes as well here. In a match that doesn't feel like it's TakeOver worthy, not at all. No disrespect to either of these ladies, but this matchup.
It could have been on TV. It could have been on TV.
But we're going to get Xyla Lee going one-on-one with Mercedes Martinez. Xyla Lee looking to get revenge on Mercedes Martinez for beating her in the Mae Young Classic 4 years ago. For Tian Shaw trying to redeem herself to her stable. So who wins this one, Xyla Lee or Mercedes Martinez? Top Guy JJ.
I guess I have to care and pick a winner.
Yeah, just pick one.
Again, I don't know why this match has happened either. I guess they're gonna try to make Xyla Lee the next contender and at Mercedes Martinez's expense. But I don't understand this match. But go ahead, Xyla Lee. Moving on.
Xyla Lee, I'm gonna agree with you. Yeah, Xyla Lee gets the win, gets her revenge. Krssi?
I agree. Poor Mercedes, but yeah, she's gonna win.
We got Romeo saying JJ's Uber driver just changed his destination to the moon. That's going to cost a lot.
That's going to be a little too pricey, man. I'm not.
It's going to need that Cameron
Grimes. I
Grimes.
might have to retire from the show if that's the case.
NXT Women's Championship is on the line. Raquel Gonzalez will defend against Ember Moon. This is after Raquel took out Ember's tag team partner, Shotzi Blackheart, a couple of weeks ago. Ember Moon looking to become a two-time Women's Champion in NXT. Who you got in this one, Miss Krssi Love?
Ember is not winning, unfortunately. I'm sorry. So sorry. She's my girl. You know that. But unfortunately, it's just going to be a good match, but it's not her time to win, be two-time champion. I'm so sorry.
Very fair. I'm going to agree with you. Raquel Gonzalez gets the victory here. Top guy, JJ.
She's still fresh. She's still new.
True.
Hello?
Man, Raquel should wipe the floor with her.
Oh, okay.
like I was just looking. I'm confused. Like, how is... Again, you know what? This is that off pay-per-view that they just need to get. They need to get by, and they got no chance. And they got no chance in this match.
Yeah, I don't see it at all. It doesn't seem like that's even in their mind state in the least bit. And then finally, the main event of the evening for the NXT Championship, it will be Karrion Kross defending in a fatal five-way against Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, and Pete Dunne. This follows Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, and Kyle O'Reilly having a triple threat match, which was interrupted by the returning Adam Cole. Adam Cole then spit ether on the NXT champion, Karrion Kross, which led to him saying that he wanted all the challengers in this fatal five-way. So who wins in this one? Cole, Gargano, Dunne, O'Reilly, or Kross? Let's start with top guy JJ here.
I hope this is Adam Cole's last match in NXT. But obviously Karrion Kross is winning this match. There's no way anyone else comes out of this match. I just hope that they come up with something else for Adam Cole after this point, because it seems like it's just going to be a rewind and press play and repeat type of deal, unless they go to one-on-one route for the SummerSlam week, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're going to do Karrion Kross versus Adam Cole next for sure. Regarding if either one of those is going to win in this one, who you got, Krssi Love?
Either Kross or Cole definitely should. I don't feel like this should have been a five-way, but whatever. I think. I think it should have been like, Cole versus Kross or whatever. But I can wait for that. But Kross is definitely going to retain. Let him have one or two more months left, and then Cole will take it back from him.
Yes, I'm gonna say that Karrion Kross gets the victory in this one. I think that he needs a longer run with the title to kind of legitimize him. I know there's some people who think that this one is just gonna be him losing the championship because they want to have like a fatal five-way, so he doesn't have to take the loss to lose here, which makes some sense. But it just makes more sense for him to keep the title and have a stronger reign than what he did the first time with the NXT.
That's true, because he was only a champion for a day. So he got to get at least 2 or 3 months run, and then he did his part, and then we can go on and fight, and then we can lose.
Exactly. We got Romeo in the live chat saying if Kross doesn't win, his character looked like a damn fool for asking for this matchup. Also a good point. Kross puts Gargano to sleep. He also says Shotzi tries to interfere. Dakota holds her off. Raquel wins, and Dakota starts to feel like Raquel can't win without her. Good. That's good booking right there. And then we got Jason Michael Campbell saying Kross, Gonzalez, Martinez, all for the win, their respective matches. So great predictions from you guys. Great predictions from Top Guy JJ and Miss Krssi Love. And that brings us to a close on this edition of Tru Heel Heat 129. I want to thank everyone for joining us live in the live chat, watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you are not subscribed to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, change that right now. Smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. Whole bunch of great content right now on the channel. My interview with former WWE, WCW Tag Team Champion Chuck Palumbo is up right now. Also, our live stream review of New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion 2021. New Japan, I love you. Please take back the copyright strikes for us using your picture in our thumbnail. Please, I love you, New Japan. Please stop being mad at us. But yes, check that out on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel right now. Our live stream of the A&E biography review of Bret Hart, as well as Dark Side of the Ring, the Dynamite Kid review, are up on the channel right now. New editions of Rated Raw Superstars with Top Guy JJ as special guest, as well as AE recap. Later on today, we're going to have our NWA When Our Shadow Fall round review for a Dark Power special with Stat King and Ness, where they go in depth on that show from NWA and tell you their viewpoints on everything that happened on that huge show. You can also, on our community wall right now, check out my latest appearance on Wrestling Daily, when we interviewed, me and Alex McCarthy, Doc Gallows of the Good Brothers, and he became an honorary member of the Daily Boys. I am Devon. Alex McCarthy is Bubba Ray, and he is Big Dick Daddy Dangly. That is his
Wow.
as part of the Daily Boys. And you can also see me on Powered 4 SP3, as well as the Sports Keto Wrestling YouTube channel on the latest Inside the Cradle with Kevin Kellum, as well as Smack Talk over on the Sports Keto Wrestling YouTube channel with Dutch Mantel and Jeremy. So check that out of a review of last night's SmackDown. Krssi Love, please tell the people where they can find you on social media and the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel.
You can find me. I am the sensation Miss Krssi Love. Is at Krssi Love _ or just Miss Krssi Love 1. I'm on Facebook as Crystal Lynch, and I'm there. You can check me every week with my good brothers, Top Guy JJ and SP3.
Absolutely. Top Guy JJ, you want to let them know where they can find you once again?
I thought we did this already.
Yep.
You can do it again. You can do it again.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes
Thanks
people see one part of the show, they don't see the other part of the show.
Right.
Gotcha, brother. On Instagram, you can find me at Tru Heel _ Top Guy JJ. And on the YouTube channel, you can find me with these two lovely compadres here every single week on Tru Heel Heat. And a very special appearance on the Rated Raw Superstars with my good brothers Drunk Guy and Romeo. That was a fun episode. And on some roundtables.
Yes. Roundtables, you can check us out tomorrow. We go live with NXT TakeOver in your house roundtable review. The Good Brothers of NX3. Romeo says that the latest NX3 will come out tomorrow before they go live later on in the night after TakeOver. But the Good Brothers from NX3, Chris G and Ness, will be a part of that TakeOver in your house roundtable review. So check that out tomorrow right here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitter at Tru Heel SP3. Follow all of our friends, Battle Club Pro, Mission Pro Wrestling, Warrior Wrestling, as well as Wrestling Travel, and of course Powered 4 TV on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Of course, subscribe to those YouTube channels as well as the Good Brother Jimmy Macaram with our review of Low Key, the latest series from Disney Plus.
You're doing that? Okay, nice.
Cash and Jimmy Macaram review that, and you can follow the gang at Tru Heel Heat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. If you are new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button. If you are watching us on Facebook or Twitter, drop us a like, a heart emoji, a laugh emoji, however this podcast made you feel. Thank you everyone for watching Tru Heel Heat 129. So for the lovely, the beautiful Miss Krssi Love, for Top Guy JJ, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 129. Who's ruining wrestling? We are signing off until next time.